Hello everyone, welcome to Moss Valley. Alright, so I think we have, two fields that are ready to harvest. We have a bunch of equipment, barns, everything here, obviously. Brand new series, we have wheat here, and then oats are just over there in that field. Ooh, I have the automatic turn on. I'm gonna have to turn that off real quick, but we're gonna probably get a harvester set out into the wheat field. That seems to be probably the better idea. Then we could have chickens we could potentially do here really quickly. Get those in. I'm gonna put the time speed up, but there are something, or is something I'm gonna be selling. Those wind turbines there. To put it nicely, they would be making us almost too much money in a month-long period. I'm kind of thinking we might want to look to sell those, honestly. It would just probably make it a little bit too easy. At minimum, I'm thinking the bigger of the two will likely sell. Because that, I think, generates about $60,000 a month. I know, quite a bit of money. These are really big fields, too. I don't think I need to say that. I really think one of the first upgrades we'll likely be looking at is a combine. And then the second upgrade is probably a bigger planter after that. More than likely what I'll try to do, I might try to split, I might try to split the field. Do like a crop on this side and a different crop over here, or split this somehow. That might just be the best thing to do, just so it's not going to be a harvest that's going to take us multiple months all the time. So we'll get this going. I'll likely just put a worker on it, because I will be getting some stuff ready to do some mowing. We'll see how well this fills up. Obviously the yield is not great, but it's kind of expected, as we do have precision farming on. I should mention that. We do have precision farming on. I can buy the soil mat for these? Yes. $5,000 for that, and then we'll buy this one as well. That's a pretty good section right in there. That's going to be quite good for us, even right there as well. Definitely, we will be looking to get a grass field. That is something that is higher on the agenda than you would think, because we do have cows and everything else I would like to try to get into. There are pigs too. We have some pig pens. I kind of want to try them. I've never done pigs before. I kind of want to try them. Maybe that's a bad idea. I looked into it a little bit. Obviously, there's a lot of different products that go into it. I'm not quite sure if we have all that stuff. I think we need like corn or sorghum for base food. And then there's like a couple other ingredients that go into that. There are a couple things I'm probably going to be selling, like I said. That's kind of just how the very beginning can go at times. Where is the trailer at? There it is. Now we start with the Massey Ferguson 7S 165. I know there's a New Holland there, and then the Merlot telehandler. I'm just going to get this over here. I have a feeling, obviously, that combine's going to get full somewhere along the edge of that field. That is a really big field. 28%, so yeah. Like I said, we definitely want to try to get a new combine at some point. Obviously, not in the sales now, but we can hope that we see something there. Yeah, for selling, I was going to sell these two grass fields. They are extremely good yielding, and I can see that. I kind of want to try to get one closer by, just to make it a little bit easier, and obviously transporting bales and everything. I think I might just be best to do it that way. We'll sell this as well. All right, so do we want this field or this one? I think 60,000 might just be what we can afford. We also want to get a sprayer at some point, which is going to be like $100,000. They're not going to be cheap. We'll buy this field, yeah. We'll buy that one. Obviously, we're going to be selling the one wind turbine too. Like I said, if we go to generators, I think it's this one, and it's $67,000 a month. And I want to say this one is this one, which is 13 grand a month, which that's still a lot. For certain, I'm going to sell this one. Because 60 grand in a month is just absurd. I will probably plow that up. This one, I'm going to leave it up to everyone. If you want to see that one taken down, then I will demolish it for the, 25 grand. Otherwise, it's going to be about 14 grand a month, which is obviously still a lot of money. Right, we probably want to grab the New Holland here. The T7 260. Want to grab the mowing setup and get that over to the just freshly bought grass field. I want to say the mowing stuff's over here, right? Gonna take a little bit to figure out where everything is located. Yep, there it is. All of the grass stuff is right here. I'm thinking I might be selling that baler. It's tempting to have just because it obviously is a wrapper as well, but it's going to make some really small hay bales as well, which is kind of a negative for us. I would prefer to get some larger hay bales and primarily give cows or water buffalo hay. I'm trying to not destroy too much of the crop. Yeah, I was going to mention, obviously right now I do not have seasonal growth on. I will be turning it on though. So the reason I don't have it on right now is because oats and wheat, both the last month that you can harvest it is August. So I don't obviously want to start in August and end up having one of our fields wither. It's just, yeah, they're 80% full. They are not going to make it all the way around. We'll have to try to figure out the path to that grass field. I'm gonna have to look at the horsepower for both of these tractors to kind of see what we're working with here. I know, I think this is like 250 horsepower, something like that. So it might not be a bad idea to have this one do the mowing. I want to get the soil map. Yeah, primarily kind of what I figured it would be. So have a worker start on that. Alright, so we'll probably just get this brought back. And I'm thinking we can probably get chickens right away. And we do have like 2 pieces of equipment I was considering selling. And that was mainly the baler. We could get a cheaper square baler. And then I was also considering the fertilizer spreader. So I would like to get some sort of liquid fertilizer sprayer. And we would have spot and spray on that for weeds. I think there's 2 chicken pens actually on here. I know there's this one, which is 250. That'd be quite a bit. Yeah, that's a pig pen. This is chickens as well. That's 550. Well, I think at the beginning here we'll just start with the 250. Then I always buy one rooster. It's just for realism's sake. Obviously, to reproduce, you're going to need the rooster in this case, so. Makes it a little bit more realistic in that front. They are not even a full lap around, like I said. It's going to be tough for a little bit. More than likely, what we could also consider doing, we could potentially sell that combine in the future here. And then if we're going to do seasonal growth, we can try to, line up some of these fields to be a similar harvest time. Obviously, that would be a bit of a rush because it would be in a 3-month window, basically. But we could potentially rent a bigger harvester and finish these fields fairly quickly. Just an option. What are they doing? How long have they been there? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. We'll put them back over here. They might. Are they doing the headlands first? Yes. I'm gonna just have them do the up and down. They can't really screw that up, I don't think, and then we can come back and do the headlands ourselves. As it looks like they're doing the headlands. This is definitely a very full yard, to say the least. There's a lot going on in different places here, and took a little bit to obviously figure everything out, but we'll get there, we'll get there. I know it does say there's a couple of collectibles on this map. Yeah, 10 custom-made collectibles. Those, they're hand tools. That'll be something we'll be keeping an eye out for. Custom textures for tree and ground. The hedges only have collisions for bales. And yeah, Moss Valley is in Sheffield, which is UK. Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm going to sell these things. These are things that we're just not going to use. Or in the baler's case, I'm just going to get a square baler. And we do still need to get a bale trailer. The fertilizer spreader, we're just going to get a liquid sprayer. There is a buying point on the farm for liquid fertilizer. Besides the point, it's precision farming, so we're just going to kind of do it the first time when we plant. And we'll just repaint, and then we'll just sell it. 23 grand. 107 grand. Wow. Yeah, we're sitting pretty good. We're sitting pretty good. Full tank again. Where is it at? It is on the very opposite side of the field. Well, first, let's buy the couple things I was wanting to get. Well, let's first do the baler. First do the baler. You can get one of these fairly cheap. And it is one of the larger balers for centimeter sizes. And we'd want to get a trailer. Probably get this, I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll do that. Then a sprayer, which is the most costly part, and we'll likely get one of these. 28 meters, and then we'd want obviously see and spray. That's where it gets expensive. That's 116 grand. So yeah, we basically went right back down to where we just were. a very short manner. I'm just going to use the Merlot to get the combine empty. I can definitely see it's going to not be the funnest harvest in the world just because of how large the fields are combined with, obviously it is a wheat crop, so it yields pretty well. For the amount at least. So yeah, we got a lot of things here. We likely won't need any immediately. I'll just bring the trailer for now. There's a couple of greenhouses up here. Oh, a bunch of greenhouses up here. Is that? Oh, it's the garden center. Yeah. Makes sense why there'd be a bunch of greenhouses. Makes sense. Obviously, we will be getting quite a bit of product from the wheat and the oats. I might see, maybe we could do oat flour, potentially. And do bread out of that, even. Make a little bit more money out of it. Just as an option. And we do have a couple of options to kind of do here. Well, I'll probably just do some harvesting myself. Once the headlands are done, which actually, yeah, we would be done with the headlands. So I kind of want this probably, if possible, up there, which it is probably going to be struggling to drive this. The fairly heavy trailer. This is not the most highly horsepower piece of equipment we have. So I can probably just turn around here, and it might be a little bit quicker down there because it won't be uphill. Yeah, I'm just going to do a quick little jump cut. We'll get this over at the top of the farm there, and we can probably get the Massey hooked back up to it. Alright, we are finally up here. Finally. So, we'll probably harvest for a little bit. I'll just do a shortish time lapse. We'll harvest it for a little bit. Until a little after this is done, maybe, and then I'll have to get that switched over to doing the tethering so we can get some bales made. What is it? I'm not sure why it missed a little bit there, but is what it is. Alright, well, I'll just go ahead and start with time lapse here. At least for a little bit until probably that New Holland is done with mowing.
I've been painting every fence I know, every color pleasing to the same. 'Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going. Hey, yeah, you're a wanderer just like me. Hey, yeah, you better know where you're going.
Alright, so I'll probably just get this brought up to the top. I'll have a worker kind of work on it a little bit. But, I'm thinking we're going to try to get a new combine next month. Yeah, that's what I'm realizing right now. Considering we started this at basically right at the beginning. I am 44 minutes into recording right now. And this is what we've gotten done. I don't feel like it sat for too long in there. a little bit here and there when it's full and stuff, but for most part, it's not sat for that long. Yeah, it's we still have a lot left, so we'll definitely want to get a larger grain tank as well as a much larger header. Not sure what kind of size this is on this. Probably this 6.2. Look, honestly, we might want to try to get a 45 foot. Something like more than double, if not a 50 foot, like something huge. For these really big fields. So we might seriously consider something like that, like a 45 foot header. I know it's some pretty big headers. Obviously, they're $135,000 as well, which makes it even harder to convince myself. Unless obviously there's some packs and stuff. Ooh, I never thought about doing the Colossus ones. It's a 16 meter. And the combine it goes with is also huge. Obviously, we'd go with standard. 25,000 liter capacity. But yeah, that would still be, what, $400,000? A lot of money. A lot of money. That's not something I think we can just easily afford either. That's extremely far out kind of money as well. So it's a little bit, it's tough. It's tough. Oh, well, I'll just quickly get this brought back and I'll grab the tedder. Let me get this field tethered real quick. That way we can get a move on. Next month we'll be doing the baling and everything. Get some on hand for cows. Seems like a fairly good plan, I would say. Yeah, we definitely want to try to get a bigger combine. I see that pretty early on, especially just from that one really big field. Obviously, the money is the tough thing. Heck, I shouldn't have gotten rid of that one wind turbine. I could have the money in like 5 months, 6 months. But no, we still have some money that we can get here fairly quickly with the products to be sold. Are they doing another lap around? Use some steering assist to make our jobs a little bit easier. Off we go. Well, I'll do a quick little check at this. Maybe once this is back up, I'm gonna turn it off quick. I'll just get it dumped. Then it should be able to go like 4 strips in or something like that. Which isn't much. It's still not anywhere near being done, and I can see that. Like I said, we have to try to figure something out. And we will figure something out to get some sort of super large combine. It'll happen. But it's going to be a little bit of work in progress to get there. Even planting, we want to probably figure something out there even at some point. I mean, sure, that's a 6-meter drill, so it's not like small, and it's a little bit easier to do over harvest. Just because harvest, obviously, it's kind of at the hands of me, because I have to try to keep it empty and everything. I also highly doubt there's much for drills that are low enough horsepower that is wider. We have a 6-meter seeder, I think it is. Yeah. So to get larger, it's a lot more horsepower. Unless we get some sort of planter. That's a 0.5 meter extra. That's a little bit larger. Obviously, we can still do sorghum for chickens if we want. I've used this one. It's fairly good. It's 109,000. Fairly big too. Good. And that would do all the wheat and everything. Maybe try to do that at some point too. It's tough. But once we get like seasonal growth on, we can kind of rent things around the right periods and stuff and make it work for us. Well, I'll just go ahead and do a time lapse. We'll finish out the tethering in this field here nice and quick. So I'll text everyone once the time lapse is done.
I've been painting every fence I know, every color pleasing to the same. 'Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going. You're a wanderer just like me. Yeah, you better know where you're going. You're a wanderer just like me. Yeah, you better know where you're going.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the tethering. The combine, of course, is full over there. I did see that it got full. So next time we'll have this field here will need to be windrowed. And we'll hopefully get it baled as well. That field down there, we need to try to get that thing harvested. Somehow, some way, it needs to be harvested. Is there a way to take the hedge out? I'm curious. Demolition mode? Can I take the fence out? Something? That'd be kind of nice, actually, if I could. Just because I could then open up a spot right here in the fence for me to drive through at least. Yeah, we're sitting here obviously after 1 month of harvest, and that's all we did. That's pretty bad. Yeah. Obviously, we also have to get some sort of lime spreader at some point for this field as well, and this field. So I would assume the pH is going to be really bad. Nitrogen is god awful. Holy. pH, yeah, obviously the pH is going to be pretty bad in all of these fields. It'll take a little bit, but we'll get everything kind of where they need to be. It just, it takes a little bit of time. But yeah, that nitrogen is really bad in this field. That's what hurts it mostly. But yeah, I think next month we're going to try to get some sort of bigger combine in, and we can try to get this field finished out. I mean, thankfully I don't have like this field. What is that? Is that crop? Is that? It's not rice. Parsnips? I would not want to do that field. Yeah, we can try to get some sort of bigger combine in here. Whether that means selling our current one and kind of doing the rental thing that I talked about, I don't know. I mean, we might consider something like that until we can kind of get the money to buy things. It might be the best route of things to do, at least. But yeah, because we certainly need to be able to do more than this in 1 month. Certainly do. Yeah, that is about everything for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.